Welcome. Thanks for being here today. It's great to be back at Orlando and here at Ignite. It's one of my favorite conferences. Get to meet people from all over the world. I see some familiar faces. Thanks for being here. Um, I know it's right after lunch or so why don't we do one very quick exercise? One of the things that I like the most about conferences is the people that I meet, as I said. And so turn to your neighbor and actually just say hi. Don't make it weird. Just say hi. All right. Now you have something in common. When you see each other, because you will see each other, we are a very vibrant community. You'll see yourself at other sessions. You'll have one thing in common. That is, all of you will know how to successfully onboard release updates with confidence. So now you have something to talk about. If you watched Satya's keynote, there was a lot of great innovation showcased. If you watched James Phillips' our CVP session, I think I saw like 4 or 5 amazing demos there as well. Quick show of hands, how many new capabilities do you think we shipped in this latest release wave? 100? Any? 200? Show of hands. Okay. 300? 500? Ooh, okay. Okay. We ship, or we're going to make available, over 400 new capabilities across Dynamics 365 and Microsoft Power Platform. Now, this could be seen or perceived as a daunting task, right? Like, wow, how do I keep up with this, right? How do I successfully keep up with this? The good news is that today we're going to learn how to onboard these by focusing on 3 things, and I hope you take these away with you today. We're going to learn how updates are actually delivered into your organization. We're no longer doing upgrades, in case you didn't know. They're updates like your iPhone or Android apps. You're going to know where to learn more about these updates at your own pace for free. And we're going to close with actually letting you know how you could try these updates before they become generally available for every release. So let's get started. How do we deliver updates to your organization? If you heard me use the term release wave, we do these twice per year on 6-month chunks. So from April to September is one wave, and from October, which is the current wave, to next March is our current wave, right? So we call it the 2009 Release Wave 2. Now you notice that I have in here seamless and continuous process. That's just not fancy terms. It's because I wanted you guys to know that we are delivering updates throughout, whether they're security updates, patches, etc. These get delivered to you throughout. You don't have to do any action on these or take any action. They just simply get delivered. Now, something that I want to call out in here that's not on this slide, April and October. These 2 months are very important. If you're an admin, if you are an implementer, if you're a technically focused on implementations, April and October, we reserved those 2 months for one purpose. The bulk of the release updates get delivered in those 2 months, and end-user impacting features, which I'll cover shortly, are delivered only in those 2 months. And what do I mean by end-user impacting features? Well, if we add a button to the navigation pane or something UI specific, we can only do those in April and October. Why? Because these are business apps, right? They're foundational to your organization. So we want to give you ample enough time to go through change management and update your documentation, training material, how-to videos, etc., and successfully roll these out, right? So we reserve April and October for that purpose. But before the wave starts, so right now we are on the second month of the wave, right, being that we are in November. 3 months before October, we told you, some of you may know this, but some may not, what was going to be included in this release wave update. 3 months before October, we have release plans. They provide feature overviews, they provide availability, and time frame for when these features will actually be shipped and delivered to your organization instances. And we also provide what we call an early access window, which is 2 months before October, so we started 2 months before October. This is the period where you can actually try these end user impacting features in your sandbox environment. I mean, you could try them in your prod at your own risk. I do not recommend that, but you can actually try these 2 months prior to the release beginning. And you may be thinking, okay, so you talked about 400 plus capabilities. This is fantastic. I'm either overwhelmed or confused. Well, don't be. We have, as you know, you don't have to remember that 4 months or the dates of when things become available to you. We actually have a release calendar that we update twice per year, and I'll show you where to get this information. We tell you exactly when the release plans will become available ahead of time, about 4 months ahead of time. We'll tell you when the early access period will begin so that you can plan for it. We'll tell you when the release will become generally available for you. But we're not stopping there. We touched on release plans. We separated release plans into a Dynamics 365 release plan and a Power Platform release plan because when we started, someone decided to print them. We killed a few trees because there was a stack this big, right? So we made them online as well. So yes, you can still download the PDF and print, but you can also keep up with these on a web interface. And I'll show you where to get this shortly. Let's kind of dive into a demo here really quick. And this is what I mean about release plans. And I'll share all the resources for you at the end of the presentation. We split it between Power Platform and Dynamics 365. Once you got here, you'll see that we have a history of previous release plans and the current release plans, right? This is for the current wave. If I go into Power Platform, what I want to show you is we provide you with an overview of what's included in the release plan. You can read about it. We provide a lot of details. The calendar that I showed you is here as well. And we tell you exactly the categorization of features that you should be aware because there are impactful. We have talked about end user impacting or for the April and October waves months. Well, we have categorization at the release plan level that actually tell you, oh, I should watch out for this one and should try this out before it becomes available. This is what a release plan actually looks like for Power Apps for this wave. You can see we have included all these capabilities, and we provide deep links to the details, obviously. We provide the categorization that I mentioned. We tell you if it's going to be hitting public preview or the in-market status will be generally available. And this early access flag is what I was telling you earlier for trying these out. We actually tell you that on August 28th, you'll be able to try this capability in your sandbox environment. And on October 2nd, the capability will be generally available for market. And last but not least, there is change history. The PDF doesn't give you this, but the online version does. We actually tell you if there is a change in plan and you were counting on something, we are a software company, things do happen sometimes. They may shift for a week, etc. So we provide you with visibility for knowing, there's always gifts, like these ones are net new, right? So these are gifts. There may be some date changes. So now, for instance, this one is going to be available on October 31st, right? So everything is consolidated into this web experience. Now, if I go back to learning more about these updates, you can read to your heart's content. That's a lot of reading, and we know that. So we created feature walkthrough videos highlighting the most impactful capabilities included in the release, and we make these available in one page that I want to show you now. And I included this for you as well in the resources, which is the Business Apps Updates. This is an experience that aggregates the calendar, the release plan, the overview videos, and if you're bored, you can go actually and catch up on the previous release as well. Let's take a quick look. Here is a link to the plans, both for Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. We have release overview videos and guides. These are short, summarized versions of the plans that you can actually print. These are like 3-4 pages each for both Dynamics and Power Platform. Here's the calendar. And if you want to catch up on the April or the previous release, we actually give you a link as well. So everything here is aggregated for you. You don't have to find it anywhere else. And if I go back to now trying to wrap up and say, okay, so I've read about the plans. I know when these things become available. I've actually watched the video. I feel like I can deploy this into my environment. How do you actually try these? It's a two-step process. Very easy. For any of your instances, I know some of us have more than one instance in our organization. Our recommendation is create a copy, make it a sandbox, go to the admin center, click on manage, and it's as simple as saying update now. What this will do is it will grab your instance and immediately apply the update for the current release. Now, you can't go back, so that's why we want to do it on a sandbox. You may have some, you may experience some slow performance while the update is happening. This is a couple of minutes. It's not that's why it's not an upgrade anymore. It's an update. But once you update, you can actually go into the about call to action on the nav and actually see that the update has been applied and what's included. And last but not least, I get this question all the time. So I learned about this, I watched the videos, I tried it on my sandbox. When is it actually going to get delivered to my production environment? You no longer pick, we deploy to you, but there is a window where you can see and prepare for it. We deploy by regions. So right now, we are, if you're in Japan, the update should have been applied to your instance already. We do this over the weekend at off-peak times. And you may be wondering, well, this is great, but what if I need support or support's available? Support's actually available even when you try the capabilities in your sandbox environment. So keep that in mind. You may be adventurous and say, look, I want to try this a month before I get my production update. Support is there for you. You can actually call support. And last but not least, since this is only a 15-minute, 20-minute session, I did want to leave you with a couple of things. Make sure you go to this page, read about the video, read about the plans, and watch the overview videos. And there's a session tomorrow by one of our colleagues that I think would be beneficial for you to also attend. They're going to go a little deeper on testing and applying the release updates. And that's happening tomorrow at 9 in the morning. And this is the slide, the most important slide of all. If you want to take one, this is it. We created a framework for know, plan, prepare, and onboard. These links actually take you to everything that I discussed with you today, so that you have it, so you have the confidence to onboard these new updates in your organization. And I'll leave it on, but I want to thank you for your time. I'll stick around for questions, and please feel free to stop at our booth as well. We'll be there and happy to answer them. Enjoy the conference. Thank you very much.